Alright, motherfuckers, let's do this trade recap. We didn't execute today. There's mad news coming up. It's lucky about it. This was just a little trial position. I'll explain it. And yes, I knew it was going to be stopped out because of the news. I'll explain all this shit. So we came into session. Pretty bearish. Just because it had recently swept these topside highs. It hadn't swept anything down here, and it had just inversed this 1 hour fair value gap, so it was coming topside, and then it swept this, and just as session was opening, it just started fucking dumping, right? And literally, look, the sweep was perfect. Sweep, if I was there earlier, the short was good. Sweep, and then nothing here. Resweep, inverse of a fair value gap, but then nothing. Resweep, inverse of a fair value gap, but then nothing. Break a structure, but then nothing. Final resweep, break a structure here. 5 minute fair value gap created. Filled, short, bang, boom. Anyway, so price was bearish, and price had already come mad bearish. So we can get rid of this. And then this was an hourly order block, which I think might eventually get tapped, this one here. But it didn't for today, that's fine. This is a shorter time frame order block, like a 15. Then there's hella liquidity, bottom side, boom, swept. Literally, as price was opening, it just dumped. Price literally dumped for an hour and a half, right? There was nothing. Then finally, it got to these lows, but I didn't think that was it, because at these lows, ES was coming into its bottom side 15 minute fair value gap, which I definitely wanted to be respected, as Nasdaq swept its lows, which happened. Nasdaq got its equal lows, boom, here, and tapped halfway of the 50 minute fair value gap. So I was definitely bullish, because as an overall bullish bias, and then prices just swept this topside, it'll react bearish a bit, but now it's coming topside. And such strong price action here, just straight on bearish, just shows it was bearish from the sweep. Now it's got a bunch of good liquidity. It's at a good point where it will turn, which it did. This position was just from a 15 minute, I'll get into that. And then it turned. We had break a structure here, inverse this 5 minute fair value gap really well, and I was like, fuck yeah, easy longs here. Made a 5 minute fair value gap down here, this one here, this one here, which eventually actually did get tapped at 10:10. So obviously we didn't get in that shit, because there is PPI in an hour, which is very soon. But it's crazy to me, because so it kept going bullish, and then after it didn't come back into this 5 minute, I was like, oh, it's a bit annoying. And then it kept running, made another 5 minute, I was like, oh. Then price action slowed down a bit, and then it respects. This is a 15 minute fair value gap here, right? And it respects it perfectly, like taps it. And we've had the break structure and everything. It's beautiful, like it's nice. But it respects it. But at this point, ES wasn't anywhere fucking close. But this is the issue. If you take ES as Bible, it fucks up. You have to take it as just recommendation, because everything else is strong. All the confluences are strong, and then it taps this bottom 5 minute fair value gap. It respects this 15, and then we were like, when it respected the 15, to my boy, I was like, we could be in long, but it's a bit risk because ES ain't there yet. But after it's just dumped so far, and with this overall longer term bullish bias, it will come up a bit. So, and especially just to this order block, which it did perfectly. Price loves these order blocks. Fucking. So anyways, it taps, and then it was like, well, I didn't even do this. We should have scaled down. After it tapped here, we just left. We should have scaled down. Because then, it taps this, and it completely fulfills the halfway of this 15 minute, which by itself is good longs, and then inverses a 1 minute fair value gap made on the sweep, which is good. This move right here, inverses, and then another fair value gap created on the move up, which gets respected. This is just a replication of this on a shorter time frame. Like, that's a perfect sweep we always want on a shorter time frame. Like in here, as the final confirmation to get in, right? But it was just, ES just wasn't there, and it still would have been fine. Getting long off the inverse here. Fair value gap, you probably just have here. Shoot for order block, it'd just have to be a 1-to-1. Or you get in, or you wait, get in off the respect here. Stop loss. Bang. Sexy, sexy. Let me see how many ticks this would actually be. How many units, sorry. 21,825.5. Take profit. Oh, it says it right there, whoops. Two units. Yeah, so that shit would have been fine. And that's a calm trade. That shit's light. That makes sense, because order blocks are just lovely take profits. That should have been the trade. And we just didn't get in because I was too focused on ES, I guess. And I'm just forgetting, like, everything else was perfect on this. Swept so much liquidity, then swept beautiful equal bottoms. ES also swept equal bottoms and ended up tapping into a nice 15-minute fair value. And because it moves so bullish, it shows the price action wants to get the fuck up there. And it doesn't have time to get back and fill these imbalances. So when a bigger imbalance is made, like this 15-minute fair value, when it gets tapped and respected, it means something. So yeah, next time. Next time. So that was that. But yeah, next time we're on this shit. Dialed.